Hello everyone, welcome back to OptimizEvony. Today I want to do a quick video on the new Sea Rush challenge. So this is actually very similar to the expedition, except for it's only available for a limited time, whereas expedition is always there. So you can find the Sea Rush challenge in on your wall if you have this little ship icon, or obviously if you just click into your wall and go to the Sea Rush challenge. So they have multiple different zones. Right now, only Frostbound Tundra, sorry, is open, and the other zones will unlock. Like Desert opens in just over 13 hours from now for me when I'm recording this, and then obviously it seems like it's about uh, a day, for each one of them. And so I think that means that this one is going to, yeah, so you can see this one ends. You have like basically like 2 days to do each like zone. So make sure you're not missing out on it. Yeah, very similar to the expedition. Basically, you have a particular stage. Obviously, I've done a lot of the stages again or already. Like I will say it is really slow, and really kind of annoying to go through all of them. I would just say like, put it on your phone and let it run through it for like, 45 minutes or an hour, however long it takes until you get your first loss, and then kind of reevaluate. Um, so I have gotten my loss at stage 211. Let's take a look. Let's see if it actually loads my battle logs. Yeah, so you can see here, it looks ridiculous because, obviously I'm sending 1.3 billion power at 381 million. But what this does show you is that it is all related to the buffs. You know, just casual 6.6k buffs for all of the troop types, and I am nowhere near there. Um, and I also left it at this to test something out. So I have more buffs to buy. I'll show you how to do that. Basically, I have layers and then the top tier of ground because this is the ground one. And you can see I almost got through that top tier of range, and went through a bunch of the other layers as well. So let's actually just do it together and see if we can get through this one. First, you go to the event buffs. You get these as you like go through the levels, and so I mean you don't have to stop after every level and upgrade when you can. Like most of the early ones are easy enough that you don't have to really worry about it too much. But now I'm getting to the point where I do need to worry about it. And the other thing that I didn't do in that report, and I wanted to kind of test it out, is I didn't do as many layers. And if you saw in that report, the enemy had bigger layers than I did, and so I think that's a big reason why I lost. But let's just upgrade this as much as possible. Okay, we've upgraded it. Cool. My buffs are plus a 1,000%. And I can, upgrade those layers, I think 2,000 more. So let's do that. Click in here, challenge, and this is kind of annoying. You have to do this again. Let me turn off favorite so I can actually get to my general. Uh, don't make fun of me for the Elise. I've talked about it in my previous videos, but it has not been a priority for me to upgrade. I will eventually do it. Okay, so full tiers. Let's go all the way up to 850 and do that, and then just scale that top tier, and then we'll challenge, and hopefully we'll succeed this time. Woohoo, we did it. Uh, cool. And so then, of course, you get these rewards. I will say the expedition rewards were much better here. Uh, we'll look through what you actually get for those ones, but for like the actual like gem score things. I'll actually exit out after this one. But the like res and speeds and stuff like that, I was hoping it was going to be like the expedition event where you got, billions of safe resources and things like that. But it does not seem to be the case here. Um, First, let's look. Okay, we can't upgrade that yet. Um, but let's look at what you can actually redeem with these things. So all the way to 212 or whatever level I'm on, I've only gotten 23,000 here. You can get Supremacy gear and Conquest gear and the coins. That's probably the main thing that you should be going for, is probably the Supremacy gear. I don't know if it's going to be possible to get one unless you have just like insane buffs already. Like I said, I was kind of hoping that I was going to get way higher than I did without encountering any difficulty. But I got stopped at like 210, and it looked like, based on what some of my other alliance mates on my server that honestly have better buffs than me, they got to around 220. I might be able to get a little bit further because I have a little bit more march size, but uh, as you could see, the buffs just really scale crazy level. Let me see what the latest buffs were in that one. It takes forever to load, but so the other ones were 660. Looks like this is about the same. Maybe it went up by like 2% or something like that each time. Um, but yeah, so honestly, it's a lot of time. I don't honestly know if it's worth it because all of these rewards are pretty bad, at least until you get up to, some of the much later ones. Like, okay, yeah, if you can get to 600, that's amazing. But unless I'm like crucially doing something wrong, I don't anticipate getting there. The other thing that I guess I don't know is if you get to, okay, let's say you get to, I don't know, let's say just for easy math, 250 on each one. Does that mean that you get up to, 500, after the second one, and 750, 1,000? Like, is that how that's working, or is it just a single one? I think if it's up to the total number that you've accomplished, then yeah, I think you can get to the 1,000, and like that's nice rewards, but it doesn't seem too crazy. Um, and honestly, like, it's kind of a lot of time. You're not joining bosses during this time. I guess maybe if you have the Evony auto bot, it maybe will join while you're in this event. So maybe that's a benefit of that. And I also cannot find anything that like any like ranking rewards essentially, right? Like I don't know if there actually is, right? Like you can see that, like I said, 221 is the most on my server. I will probably try a little bit harder to get to that level. Let's look at the all servers rank. Okay, so someone was able to get to 500 somehow. Uh, maybe they've unlocked some secret that nobody else kind of knows about. Uh, yeah, you can see like Geek has only gotten to 274. Maybe that's because he hasn't tried harder, but uh, I have to imagine that this person has maybe found some secret on how to do it a little bit better. And maybe if you guys know of any secrets, definitely let me know. I don't have to let everyone know if you want to keep it quiet, but let me know if you want to. Um, but yeah, I don't see any kind of ranking rewards there. Maybe I'm missing something. Um, but yeah, I guess try and go as far as you can on each one so that you can at least level up this progress. And then maybe you can get like a single supremacy fragment. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't. You could tell that it is in seasons. So basically, this goes from today until October. Um, I think it's going to kind of get to the point where you've done as much as you can, and unless you drastically increase your buffs or your march size or anything like that, you're not going to be able to improve it any further. But yeah, well, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video on this today. Make sure I guess I would say I really don't know if it's worth it at this point. I really don't know. I guess I would say do it to get as high as you can to try and get the supremacy shards if you still need supremacy gear, which I know most people do. I still need a lot of supremacy gear shards, but other than that, like I wouldn't, unless there's some crazy secret, I wouldn't spend like many hours trying to figure out like exactly what the best way to do each level. Uh, I'll let you know if I find out a secret, but otherwise, yeah, it seems like it's very buff dependent, and it's going to be pretty difficult to unlock some of those later levels where the buffs are probably going to be like 8K or 10K. Like yeah, they're sending a lot less troops, but like 10K buffs against 3K buffs is very difficult to overcome. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks as always for watching, and please do remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.